got anything you want to work on, Aaron? Since it looks like it's just going to be a me and you class today? Cool. Well, I'm going to, like I said last time when somebody showed up late, I'm just going to film it like there's some other people here since I'm making a video for the website. So, yeah. Just been sitting here spacing out and like not even really thinking about what I'm going to do. Like staring at the grass. One of those days. All right. Well, why don't we start with a little seated meditation just to kind of get the ball rolling. So, choose a position that feels comfortable that you can hold for a couple minutes. And since it's a little bit shorter meditation practice, just kind of focus on all the muscles around your face and inside your mouth. So just notice any sensations that might arise as you just start to feel the different parts of your mouth and your jaw, muscles around your eyes. Just see what parts of your face become still easily and other parts maybe just not so still. Maybe they're a little twitchy, a little fidgety. Just see if you can relax everything a little bit. Just take about 6 or 7 big breaths here. Just really focusing on relaxing your lips and your jaw and your eyes. Now slowly start to feel this sense of awareness start to drift down into your neck and shoulders. Just see what's going on down there. Start to feel the sensations of your breath in your chest and your abdomen. So this is your axial skeleton, your skull, your rib cage, your spine. Now see how everything else just kind of branches off of those places. So your shoulders, feeling your shoulders into your elbows and your hands. From your hips to your knees and ankles, just seeing what's going on in your limbs. Take one more big breath in through your nose. And just sigh it out. Okay, so let's start with a little forward fold seated. So just bring your legs out in front of you. Hello, baby. So bring your legs out in front with a little bend in your knees. Grab the backs of your thighs or see if you can hug your thighs in towards your chest, giving yourself a hug. I didn't even see the ball. That's okay. So as you pull your toes back towards your face, lengthen your spine a little bit and just pull in. So looking for a little relatively even stretch down the whole back side of your body. Just let your forehead drift down towards your knees and see what sensations come up here. Take one more big inhale. Now with your exhale, release. Come up to a flat spine, bend your right leg, bring your heel in towards your groin. So we're gonna just jump straight into some of these positions and see how things are feeling. Inhale, both hands up. Now with your exhale, fall forward over your left thigh. Maybe you grab something, maybe you don't. Early in your practice, you're gonna be a little tight. We're just kind of testing the waters here. Maybe a little bounce if that feels good. Just kind of feeling those tissues, your fascia, that kind of repellent motion. One more big inhale. And then with your exhale, release if you're grabbing something. Take your right leg, bring it all the way out to the right. So we're kind of coming 90-90, so your left foot's on the front edge of your mat. So we're going to spin both feet over to the left, and then press down through your left palm, lift your hips up. So we're coming into a fallen triangle position. So maybe reach up. If you need to put your left elbow on the ground instead of your left palm, do that. Just take 2 more big breaths here. Inhale one more time. Exhale, set it all down. Okay, bring that right leg back in. Let's just do the same sequence on the other side. Left heel comes in towards your hip. Slide it in a little bit. Inhale, chest lifts up, and with your exhale, fall forward. And we're really just checking in with how our body's feeling naturally this morning before we start pulling or yanking or doing all these movements that we're going to do. Try to square your chest over your thigh as best you can. Inhale one more time. Exhale, fold in just a little bit deeper. All right, release. Same thing, take your left leg out to the left, making this 90-90 position. Right hand down behind you, toes to the right, hips up, fallen triangle pose. Bring your left hand up and over if you want to, hand to hip, hand to chest, whatever feels good for your body. Really press your hips towards the sky. So you can get your rib cage as high off the ground as possible. Inhale again. Exhale all the way down. Okay, bring both knees back in, or both legs back into the center. Walk them a little bit wider apart. Bend your knees, fingertips down. So we're gonna do the lift because I just know you love it so much. Toes point, little bounce. Just getting those psoas to light up a little bit. Maybe drawing little circles in the air with your toes. And then switch directions if you're drawing circles, getting that coordination going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees a little bit more, soles of the feet together. Little pulses here. 10, squeeze your feet. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your feet down, but keep some distance between your groin and your heels. Inhale, lift your chest up. And again, a little forward fold, and notice how you feel this a little bit more in the small of your back. Inhale one more time. Little reach through the chest. Exhale, fold in a little bit more. All right, lean back, cross your ankles, come to a Sukhasana, seated position. Inhale, both hands up to the sky, interlace your fingers, press your palms up. Maybe tilt your head back, maybe don't. Arms can stay bent if they need to. Let's just take a little side-to-side sway, like you're blowing in the breeze, feeling your lats, feeling those muscles underneath your armpits. Now let's kind of work on this cat-cow position in a seated position with the arms up. So think about inhaling, lifting your chest up, pressing your hands back, and as you exhale, think about rounding your back, kind of caving in a little bit. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, draw your hands back, tilt your head back. Exhale, round a little bit. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, round. Back to neutral. Bend your elbows, release. Both hands down at the front of the mat. Step your feet back. Tabletop position. Let's get moving around. So set yourself up for success. Turn your hands out slightly. Spread your fingers out really wide. Grip the ground with your fingertips and your palms. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees 1 inch off the ground. So we're just going to kind of play around with this position a little bit. So I just want you to push forward and back. So think you have like a 6-inch, just 6 inches in each direction that you can work with. So just pushing forward and back a few times. Now close your eyes here and see, are both arms, both legs working equally? And if they're not, which they're probably not, which of those tiny little muscles in your shoulders, your wrists, your knees, your hips are not cooperating on each side? Okay, now pause in the middle. We're just going to do a little side-to-side shift. Thinking about gripping the ground with your mat and then squeezing between your hands and your feet just as much as you feel like you can. Keep the knees hovering. 3, 2, and 1. Back to a neutral position. Again, knees remain hovering. Inhale, lift your chest, cow pose. Exhale, round your back, cat pose. 2 more times. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, round your back. Now come back to your cow pose one more time. Just looking up, lifting your chest. Straighten your legs from here. Press back to downward facing dog. So once you find your down dog, pedal your feet out a little bit. Just as per the usual, seeing what feels good this morning. Notice if any of those muscles in your face or your jaw have tensed up at all. Just see if you can relax them a little bit. Okay, so we're going to try something a little different today as we move through our vinyasas. We're going to do them in reverse just to kind of get a little different stimulus for our muscles. So from here, just drop your knees down, back into a crouch. So you're kind of looking forward. So knees are on the mat. Slide your belly down and through, and you're going to come up to a cobra pose. So from here, lower your chest down, tuck your toes, or knees remain down. Push yourself up to a plank position, and then back to downward facing dog. So wrap your head around that for another breath. We're going to do it 2 more times just to kind of get things working. So inhale, knees down, press back. Exhale, slide forward, chest lifts, high as you need to go. Inhale, down, chest hovers, tuck toes, lift knees. Exhale, press all the way up, plank. And back, downward facing dog. 1 big breath in. 1 big breath out. Okay, last one. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, slide through. Chest lifts. Inhale, down. Tuck toes, lift knees. Exhale, press up, plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Let it hang for a breath or 2. So your shoulders are probably a little tired. Mine are too. Keep pushing away. Stay vigilant. Inhale again. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So come into this lizard lunge position. Back knee down to the ground. Push your right knee away. Look up over your right shoulder. Just see how your hips are feeling. We'll be here a few times today, so just checking in. Maybe not going as deep as you feel like you possibly could. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale, both hands down on the inside of your foot. Peel your right toes back. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, straighten your leg. So from here, just rocking your foot side to side. So you notice your whole leg is going to move in conjunction with your foot and ankle. Feel your hip, feel your hamstrings, feel your calves and your toes. Inhale again. Exhale, rebend your knees, sole the foot down. Back toes tucked, back knee lifts. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Reach both hands forward, just look down straight towards the front edge of your mat so you're coming into this kind of low squat position. So imagine you're dipping your rib cage down between your knees and then squeezing your rib cage with your legs. Hands in prayer if your shoulders are tired. Inhale 1 more time. Now with your exhale, press all the way up. Once you get there, take your right wrist behind your left wrist, crisscross your wrists and grab your hands, or bind your hands together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop over to the right. Find a little reach, a little pull. Turn your chest towards the sky as best you can. And then all the way back to the top. Release, take the other wrist behind. Clasp again, drop over to the left side. It's a couple breaths, finding that reach, finding that lift. Turn your chest open. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale all the way back up. Release your hands, cactus elbows, peel your chest open. Maybe reach your arms a little bit longer, spread your fingers. Feel the connection from your pecs all the way down through your fingertips. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, swan dive down. Fingertips down between your heels. Inhale, lift your chest. Come back down into that squat first. Step your right foot all the way back. Sink your back knee to the ground. Right hand down, left hand, left knee. Push away and twist. Take 2 more breaths, a little bit more motion with each exhale as it passes. And then both hands, palms or fingertips down on the ground. Inhale, chest lifts, long spine, toes back, straighten your front leg. Again, just 3 breaths, make any adjustments you need to. Work on that little rotary motion, just drawing your toes out and in. Feel your whole leg and hip working in conjunction. All right, rebend your knee, palms down, tuck back toes. Sweep your left leg up and back, 3-legged downward dog. Lift it high, set your foot down. Inhale, knees to the ground, pressing back. Exhale, slide through, cobra pose, maybe a little bit higher than last time. Lower your chest, belly, tuck your toes, lift, press all the way up. Downward facing dog. Inhale, press your hips back. Exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat, both feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach, get long. Exhale, little back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down. See if you can hop back, downward dog. Inhale, knees to the ground, crouching. Exhale, slide through, cobra. Inhale, chest down, tuck toes. Exhale, press up. Inhale, back. And again, hop forward, both feet to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, slide down. Inhale, reach, long arms. Exhale, back bend, squeeze your butt. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, palms down. Again, see if you can hop back, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees to the ground. Exhale, slide through. Inhale, down. Exhale, plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Bend your knees, stack your hip, just open it up, seeing what's going on with your glutes. Kick back a little bit. Reach up and back as you kick. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, swing your right knee to your right wrist, setting up like a pigeon stance. Slide your legs a little bit closer together. Back toes tucked or not. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, find a little back bend. Squeeze the mat with your legs as you drop back. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, both hands down. Slide your left foot back. Step back into a side plank. Left hand, left foot on the ground. Take 3 big breaths. You can always put your elbow down if you need to. Listen to your body. One more inhale. Exhale, both hands down, plank pose. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Again, hips are open. Swing it through, hips are closed. Sinking your hips down. Slide your back knee in a little bit. Both hands reaching high. Squeeze them out with your legs. Exhale, little back bend. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, both hands down. Slide your right foot back, preparing. Step it back. Side plank on the right side. 3, 2, and 1. Both hands down. Find your plank. Inhale, back, downward facing dog. With your next inhale, set your knees down. One more time. Reverse vinyasa, sliding through. Maybe to up dog this time. If you came to up dog, keep the tops of your feet down for a challenge. Lower your chest down. Lift your knees up with the tops of the feet down. Press up. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat, both feet. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold in. Squat down, chair pose, hands up or hands in prayer, you pick. So as you sink down and back, close your eyes. You just got 5 breaths here. Feel all the muscles in your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips working together to help you balance. Start to just shift your weight side to side a little bit and just see how your legs react. Checking in with yourself. Is this harder on one side than it is on the other side? Inhale one more time. Now with your exhale, eyes still closed, straighten your legs, come all the way up to standing. Now just do the same thing here as you rock side to side, just feeling the texture of your mat underneath your feet. Feeling all those little stabilization mechanisms that we take for granted every day. Little bend in the knees is good. Rock back, rock forward. It's telling those muscles they need to work. All right, let's do a tree pose. So right foot to inner left calf or up on the inner left thigh. Make sure you don't put pressure on your knee. So I encourage you to try closing your eyes here too, just to see what happens. You're probably gonna fall over right away. Now's your first chance. Just let yourself off the hook and remember that it's not that big of a deal. Just take 2 more breaths here. Just see how you react. Are those little muscles in your face starting to twitch and fidget a little bit like they may have been at the beginning? Now we're going to take this in one motion. So if your foot's on your ankle, you're going to slide up. If your foot's on your thigh, you're going to slide down. Start to bend your standing leg and you're just going to cross your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. So again, we're in that squat, just leaning into the left leg a little bit. You can keep your eyes open or closed as we move through this sequence. So as you sink down and back, notice how your hips start to react to help out your thigh a little bit in this position. Now take your right arm underneath your left arm. So you're eagle wrapping your arms. So just working into these very common postures slowly. So as you start to slide your right leg across, just closing the gap between your thighs, and then maybe your foot wraps around the back of your calf. Maybe you're not even closed. Don't worry about it too much. Now if your eyes are closed, start to open them up. Start to lift your elbows, your fingertips. Sink down a little bit deeper. Just take 2 more big breaths here. Okay, now slowly keep your arms wrapped. Pull yourself up, right knee in towards your chest. One motion. I know your left foot's talking to you, mine is too. Kick your foot forward. And we're going to keep the hands sweep back to a warrior 3 with your hands wrapped. Reach your fingertips as far away from your back leg as you can. Good. Inhale one more time. Bend your standing leg, step all the way back to a lunge. Scoop your fingertips up towards the sky. Find a little back bend here. That left leg will get a little chance to relax here in a second. Stay with it, sink in a little bit more. Inhale one more time. Exhale, unwind your arms, just peel your chest open. See if you can sink in a little bit more. Inhale, both hands up, crescent pose. Exhale, right hand down, left hand to the sky. Peel your chest open. Now we're going to step into a side plank again, so if you need to put your elbow down, you can. Otherwise, start to step into it. See if you can keep your left leg hovering. Maybe grab your left big toe if that's accessible to you. Start to kick it up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're grabbing, release. So from here, before we come out of it, step your foot behind you. Just visit a wild thing, just briefly. Peel your chest open. Press your hips towards the sky. Inhale one more time. Exhale, both hands down. Left leg up. Set your left foot down next to your right foot. Inhale, press your hips back. Exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat, both feet. So right back where we started. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold in, grab calves, ankles, heels, whatever's accessible to you, fold in. Shake your head yes and no. If you felt any tension creeping into your neck or shoulders there, now's the time to release. Let it go. With your next exhale, start to bend your knees. Unroll your spine. Bring yourself back up to that chair pose. Won't be here quite as long. Inhale one more time. Exhale, press yourself back up to standing. Hands into a prayer position if you're not already there. Start to make your way into your tree pose on the other side. So left foot to calf, left foot to inner thigh. Again, this is still a challenging pose for a lot of folks, but for this first one, maybe see if you can close your eyes. Just find that added challenge here. Just checking in from side to side, seeing how your body reacts on each side of your legs. Now slowly start to make that transition. As you bend your right leg, just slide your left ankle across, sinking down. Notice maybe your eyes are still closed and just see what all those muscles do, how they respond. Taking a moment to acknowledge the miracle that your brain's sending a message to your muscles like, oh shit, we have to work a lot harder here. So as you sink in a little bit deeper, stick your butt out a little bit more, lift your chest up a little bit higher. So we'll take the arms first, left arm under right arm, taking the eagle wrap again. Find that little squeeze. So we're finding some compression here. Peel your shoulder blades apart. Start to slide your left ankle over the top. So you're just kind of sliding right into this position. Start to lift your elbows, your fingertips up, eyes open if they were closed, sink down. Just remember, if your foot, your ankle, your calf, anything in your leg is working, feels like it's burning, you're getting stronger. Inhale, squeeze one more time. Exhale, press up to standing, left knee in towards your chest. We won't be here for long. Start to extend your leg out in front of you. Sweep it back, just brushing the ground. Warrior 3, reach your fingertips away from your left leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unlock your knee, step it all the way back. Lifting up, find a little back bend here. Back heel stays lifted as you sink in. Just telling that right leg, it's just got to work a little bit longer. Squeeze your arms together for one more breath. Now we're going to do the exact opposite. Unwind your arms, peel your shoulder blades back. Pull your arms away from one another. Inhale again. Exhale, crescent pose, tall spine. Draw in through your low belly, sink in a little bit deeper. Inhale one more time. Exhale, left hand down. So preparing, one motion at a time. Start to spin out to the side, lift your leg up, grab something if you can, maybe kick up, maybe you're just working on it, just do your best. 3 more big breaths. Lift a little bit higher. Now release. If you're grabbing, set your right foot down behind you, coming into wild thing. Just open towards the sky. Relax your face. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, right hand down, right leg to the sky, reach back. Set both feet down. Inhale, knees to the ground. Exhale, slide forward. Let's just take a little rest here. So make a little pillow out of your hands. Rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. Really feel the motion of your rib cage as you breathe. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Just feeling the muscles between your ribs. It's called your intercostal muscles. One more big inhale. Completely fill your lungs. Then with your exhale, just sigh it out. Okay, so we've done a little bit of pushing today, so let's start working the backside of the body a little bit. So take your arms out like a T first. Thumbs up. So you're just making a thumbs up with each hand. Bring your feet together, tops of the feet down. Big inhale, lift your chest. Now with your exhale, draw your thumbs back. Imagine you're trying to touch the tips of your thumbs together behind you. Now, like you're drawing circles again in the air with your fists, just make some circles with your arms. About 5 in one direction, about 5 in the other direction. Continue to try and really turn your thumbs back as much as you can. Notice how that changes the position of your shoulder blades. Okay, now we're going to lift up a little bit higher and pull your thumbs back. Now we're just going to do a little pulse, reaching thumbs like you're trying to touch them together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So neutralize your neck. If you're looking forward, just look down towards the front edge. Reach both hands out in front of you, thumbs up again. This time pulsing your thumbs up towards the sky. Keep looking down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms out like a T. Spread your fingers out. Set everything down. Inhale, relift your chest, your left leg. Just roll onto your right side. Super simple stretch, just letting the fronts of your shoulders stretch a little bit. So roll into this one as much as you feel like you need to. You got about, let's say 10 breaths here. It's a nice, gentle stretch for the shoulders. So as you roll further onto your left shoulder, maybe reaching your right hand behind you if you want to, or left hand behind you, I should say. If you'd like to bring both feet down onto the ground, maybe that's in your practice, maybe it's not. And these pectoral muscles are part of your breathing apparatus, so with each exhale, see if you can find a little bit more stretch in the front of your chest. All right, slow release back to the center. Take your time, maybe a full breath, maybe even more than that. Once you get there, bring your hands back underneath your forehead before you do the other side. Let's do another little engagement movement. So head down, you're gonna walk your knees and your feet a little bit wider apart. Tops of the feet down so your shoelaces would be on the ground. So the idea here is to try and keep your head down so your upper body's mostly relaxed. Lift your legs off the ground. So don't just think shins, think thighs lifting. And just like we did with the arms, just draw some little circles in the air with your big toe. Think about trying to keep as much of your thigh off the ground as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now back around the other way. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pause. Bend both knees. Kick your toes straight up towards the sky. Try to keep your thighs off the ground. Kick up a little bit more. Just hold. Take 3 breaths. Now extend your legs back, feet together. Point your toes, still trying to keep the upper body relaxed. Thighs up, but thighs are closer together. 3 more breaths, you're almost there. Now start to extend your arms out like a T. Set everything down. Let's just do the other side. Right leg lifts, roll over onto your left side. So getting a little bit longer here. This whole sequence is kind of designed to set you up for wheel pose, which we're going to move into at the end of class. Feel the muscles in the front of your chest open. Just remember this position. One more big inhale. Exhale back to the center. Okay, let's take a little rest here. Just maybe windshield wiper your legs side to side. Just find a little release for the low back. So let's tie it all together with the floor bow. And again, this is gonna lead back into wheel towards the end. So just kind of working with what you got. So knees, feet relatively close together. Maybe imagine you're squeezing a block between your thighs. Reach back, grab your right foot with your right hand, left foot with your left hand. So you can stay here if this is plenty for you. Try not to let your knees drift too far apart. Roll your shoulders back, so finding that engagement around your shoulder blades just like you did before. And then just like you did before with your lower body, kick up a little bit. Lift your thighs up, big inhale. Exhale, exaggerate that a little bit more. 4 more breaths, inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, kick. 3 more times on your own. Just thinking about ballooning your body away from the ground with each passing exhale. Slow motion release. Hands down underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back through a child's pose. Relax your back. Little wiggle if that feels good. All right, rock your weight forward, tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. Just come to this shortened downward dog stance. This time walk your hands back towards your feet though. So we're gonna kind of come back some of those forward folds after doing that back bending work. So feet maybe hips width distance apart, maybe a little bit closer if that feels good for your body. Wrap your arms around the backs of your thighs, just like that very first pose we did. Now as you start to straighten your legs, just feel where your limit is. Pull your belly in towards your thighs, let your head hang down, just shake your head yes and no. Find a little tension release here. Take 3 more breaths to find your rhythm, find your breath as we begin to move into a little flow sequence. All right, release your hands down, shake your shoulders out, get them nice and loose. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, hands down, crawl yourself to the front of the mat, plank position. First and only one of the class, regular chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, slide through. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, swing your right foot forward, set it down, back heel spins flat. Inhale, both hands up, warrior one. Maybe palms together just briefly, maybe tip your head back. All right, hands to the small of your back, interlace your fingers, press your knuckles down towards the ground. Grip the ground with both feet. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, dive forward, shoulder on the inside of knee. Again, we're not here long to see how it feels. With an exhale, pull yourself back up, release. Both hands releasing, wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. You're already here. Inhale, lift your fingertips. Exhale, dive forward, this time bringing your elbows towards your front knee. See if you can make that connection. Lean forward, lift off. Draw your fingertips down as you lift your back leg off the ground, just slowly straightening your standing leg. Inhale one more time. Exhale, bend your knees, step back, find that warrior stance. Scooping your hands up, release, reverse warrior. Left hand down, right hand up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, triangle pose, right hand forward, start to straighten your right leg. Right hand lands wherever it needs to. Peel your chest open. Right hand light. See if you can equalize the weight in both feet. As much as you can anyway. Now let your gaze drift down in front of your right big toe. Start to bend your right knee. Maybe a hop or two, maybe none. Lift off, half moon. As you find your balance in half moon, just take 2 more breaths here. Maybe folding forward a little bit more, maybe just thinking about reaching through all of your extremities, including the crown of your head. So we're gonna step back into a Skandasana. Big inhale. Exhale, set your foot down, pivot your toes towards the back edge of your mat. Shift into your back leg, straighten your front leg, sink down. Just like a little surfer's lunge, arms wide or maybe fingertips down if you need the added support. Try to keep your weight in your heel as best you can. We're gonna push back up. Big inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Readjusting your feet, 5 breaths. Find the tallest, proudest warrior two you can, shoulders down, rooting down through your lower body. Maybe turn your palms up just to create a different stimulus for your shoulders. Inhale one more time. Exhale, windmill your hands down, right leg up and back. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Again, step back into wild thing. From a different position, lift your chest up. Now from here, we're gonna come into fallen triangle, inhale. Now with your exhale, sweep your right hand down, right leg to the sky, right knee to left armpit, extend your right leg out to the left, set it down. Peel your chest open. Hips up, up, up. Inhale again. Exhale, both hands down, right leg back to meet your left leg, downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths in down dog, push the ground away as much as you can, pressing through fingertips, finger knuckles. Soften your breath. All right, here we go, other side. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, swing it forward, set it down. Back heel spins flat. Reach both hands up. Warrior one. Inhale, reaching, maybe look up. Exhale, hands behind your back. Clasp other thumb and pinky on top. Reach down. Inhale, chest high. Exhale, dive down. Maybe hands lift up, maybe they don't. Inhale again. Exhale, release the clasp, bring yourself up. Left arm underneath your right arm, taking that eagle wrap. As you reach, looking up, keep that length in your spine, dive forward, make contact, elbow to knee. Lean, lift, fingertips dipping down, back leg lifts up. Finding that balance, use those toes one more time. Big breath in. Exhale, step back quietly. Set your back foot down, reverse warrior. One more big breath. Exhale, triangle pose. Find the lightness in both arms. Peel your chest open. Now think one slow motion, deliberate movement. Start to let your gaze drift down, start to bend your front knee. We're gonna lift off into half moon. So back leg lifts. Extend through the spine, extend through both arms, both legs. Find some length in the center of your body. For 3, 2, remember we're gonna land in Skandasana. Think about what that's gonna require. 1, bend your knees, step back, heel to the ground, toes down, sink down and back. Coming into your surfer's lunge. Try to keep your right heel on the ground as best you can. It's much more supportive for pressing yourself back up. Inhale one more time. Exhale, warrior two. Make the necessary adjustments. 5 breaths. Find a little bit of relief here. Maybe palms up if you did on the other side to see how that changes the dynamic of your shoulders. Look back towards your back arm to make sure it's as high as your front arm. Inhale one more time. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Again, when you're ready, left leg comes up and back. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Stay here or drop back into Wild Thing. Finding that back bend again. Peel your chest open. And then when you're ready, one movement all the way around, hand down, sweep your left leg through to the right, fallen triangle. Spinning it open on the other side. One more big breath. Both hands down, left foot back to meet your right foot, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, right leg lifts up high. This time step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Again, come into that low lunge position. So let's take a second here just to shimmy into it a little bit more. So you're sliding your right foot out into the right, toes are turned out about a 45-degree angle. This time walk your hands out in front of you, start to bend your elbows. So as you sink down slowly, just letting your body release. Maybe your elbows touch the ground, maybe they don't even get close. Peel your right toes back. Just let your right knee drift out if that feels good. Two more breaths, relax your neck. We're going to be working here in a second, so take this opportunity to let yourself breathe. All right, and if they're not there already, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up, peel your elbows off the ground if they came down. So, bend your elbows again. This time walk your right hand to the outside of your right ankle, left hand to the inside of your left ankle or calf, maybe grabbing like you're trying to put your knee over your shoulder like a backpack strap. Just take 3 big breaths here. Focus on straightening the back leg, sinking into the hips, squeezing and wiggling your shoulder a little bit farther underneath that front knee. 3, 2, 1, palms down. Once again, start to lean forward, bend your elbows like a chaturanga. Maybe see if you can place your thigh on your upper right arm. Extend your right leg out to the right, left leg back. Maybe you're close, maybe you're not. Reach a little bit longer through both legs. Back foot down. Step your right foot back to meet your left foot. Push up, plank, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out a little bit. One more time. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Swing it forward, set it down. Set your back knee down on the ground. Shimmy your legs a little bit wider if you feel like you can. Walk your hands forward slowly over several breaths. Just bend in your elbows as you melt down. How does this side feel in comparison? Let's take 2 more breaths here, just relaxing your hip, relaxing your jaw, your shoulders. All right, carefully start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. So this is going to be kind of your foundation when we get back to that arm balance here in a moment. So just briefly touching there, bending your elbows a little bit. Walk your left arm underneath your left leg, grab something. Same thing with your right palm, grab your ankle, maybe using the heels of your hands on either side of your heel to find some balance. Straighten your back leg, sink in a little bit more. See if you can shimmy your shoulder underneath your knee one more time. Inhale again. Exhale, release, both palms down. Now you can just step back to downward dog if you're tired, or bend your elbows, sink in, find that chaturanga-ish position. Set your thigh on the outside of your left arm, kick out to the side, start to lean into it. Weight is on the thumb side of your hand as much as possible. One leg lifts, other leg lifts. Find 3 solid breaths here. See if you can step back to chaturanga. If it's not too much for your shoulders, push up. Downward facing dog. Again, 5 big breaths. Let your head hang. You made it through the tough stuff. It's all cake from here on out. How you doing, Aaron? I was like, I want to get a workout today. All right, so let's just come into a pigeon pose. So once you get into your pigeon, just make your shoulders nice and loose. Let's actually do a little wrist stretch here too. So we get the little hip action. So the arm balance on the grass is always a little funky, so that's why I don't do them very often. But I want you to turn the tops of your hands down, or the back sides of your hands down on the ground. And you can kind of bring your hands back or out in front of you, whatever feels better for you. And as you kind of, sort of like we did before, you're using your lower body to maybe find some buoyancy if you need to. So think about your wrists more than what's happening with your legs. Maybe just kind of pedal your wrists up and down a few times. Just give them a little love. All right, let's do it the other way. So fingertips pointing back on either side of your front knee. With your fingertips pointing back, just start to straighten your arms a little bit. Maybe keep them bent if that feels better. Little side to side rock here. It's a slight rotary motion through your wrists as well. Alrighty, and then just let yourself settle in for a nice juicy pigeon pose. So if you want to just take a traditional pigeon, that's totally fine. If you want to take a little twist here, take your right arm forward, slide your left arm underneath your right arm, taking a little twist. Maybe your right hand comes back to clasp your right big toe. Maybe not. If you twisted, slowly start to release back to the center. So one more little movement here. If you want to just lift your chest and find a little back bend, that's stage one. If you want to find a little bit more, right hand or right thigh, find a little bit more lift, bend your back knee, maybe reach back and grab your left foot with your left hand. Now working on eventually sliding your foot into the crook of your elbow. Maybe you just start by winding your chest forward, or you can bend both elbows, reach up and grab something, clasping your fingertips together, perhaps. If that's not in your practice, don't worry about it. See if you can find 3 relatively effortless breaths in whatever position you've taken. All right, careful release. So, hands out in front of you, slide your left knee behind your right knee. So you're crisscrossing your knees. Feet wide, carefully walk yourself back onto your butt. So whatever way you want to wind up here, right leg's on top, left leg is underneath. Inhale, lift your chest up nice and high. Exhale, take a twist to the right. One more big breath. And then release back to the center. So let's keep working through the spine here. Maybe walk your feet a little bit wider if you feel like you have some room. Take your right arm out to the right. Reach your left hand up and then maybe over. I like to just drape my arm behind my head for this one so I don't have to really worry about the strength of keeping my arm up. Just keeping it nice and soft. One more big breath, maybe a little bit more side bend. Feel that opening through your rib cage, your QL, and then slowly bring it back up. Let's just do a nice easy forward fold here. So just a couple breaths, seeing how your hips are doing. Okay, slowly lift your spine back up. So we're going to come out of it a similar way. And if you can't quite get out of it this way, then just find a different way to get there. So start to lift your hips up, lean forward, and we're just going to step the right foot towards the front of the mat. So we're basically setting up in a low lunge one more time. Shimmy your feet a little bit wider apart. So moving your front and back leg. Peel your toes back. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Square your chest over your thigh, pull your toes back towards your nose. And maybe kind of like you did before, rock your foot and your knee outside, side to side, just feeling those hamstrings. It's kind of like strumming across those tissues. Find one spot that feels like it needs a nice stretch, stay with it. If you want a little bit more, IT band and outer thigh, maybe walk your hands over to the right on the outside of your leg. 5 breaths folding in. All right, back to the center. One hand on either side of your leg. If you have a little bit more room to go a little bit deeper, maybe shimmying your back leg a little bit more back. Maybe it's an inch or less. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold in again. Toes back, engage your right thigh. Even if your knee is bent, try to squeeze your right thigh muscles. All right, little bend in the knee. Bring both hands on the inside of your right leg now. Both palms down on the ground. See if you can lift, sweep all the way around. If you can't, don't worry about it. Coming back to your tabletop position. Inhale, lift your chest, cow pose. Exhale, round your back. cat pose, downward facing dog. All right, let's do the same thing. Left leg up, swing your left foot forward. We're gonna come straight to the pigeon pose on this side, so as you lift your chest, find some length, fold in as deep as you need to go. If you wanna take the twist, left hand forward, right arm underneath your left arm. Remember, if you don't feel like doing this, don't do it. One more breath. Careful release. Push yourself back to the middle. Okay, hands underneath your shoulders. You can stay here, lift your chest, or right hand or left hand to left thigh, right hand to right foot, reaching back and grabbing something. Again, if you want to slide your foot into the crook of your elbow, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm a little bit more closed on this side, so I'm going to work on this. If you want to reach your left hand up and back like you're trying to clasp, see if you can do that. Square your shoulders forward as best you can. For 3, 2, 1. Careful release without a slam. Okay, slide your right knee behind your left knee. Find yourself with crossed knees, sitting back on your butt one way or another. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. This time taking the twist to the left. Think about tall spine, 5 breaths. Each exhale, find a little bit more rotation through your whole spine. And releasing back to the center. Again, tall spine facing forward, left hand out to the left, right arm comes up and over. Think about pinning your right hip to the ground as you just kind of drape your right arm behind your head. Just let gravity be your partner here as you drop over to the side, feeling that nice stretch from your elbow all the way down to your outer right hip. Use your exhale to pull yourself back to the top. Again, maybe walk your feet out a little bit wider if you've got some room. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Listen to your limits. One more big breath. And release, pull yourself all the way back up. Okay, bend your knees slightly, lean forward. If you need to get there some other way, we're gonna come to that half split once again. Once you get your left foot to the front of the mat, peel your toes back. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, straighten it out. So again, take a little opportunity here to move your hips, move your legs, see what feels good, see what needs the stretch. See what you can do to make this a little different than the last time you did this pose. Always looking for a little bit of symmetry. See if you can eventually match what you did on the other side, or maybe a slight change depending on what you need for this leg, this hip, these shoulders. And then with your next exhale, back to the center, one hand on either side of your foot. Shim your legs just a little bit wider if you've got some room. Toes back, a little bend in the knee is a good thing. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold down. One more breath. And with your exhale, lift your chest, both hands on the inside of your leg. Bend your knees slightly. Here we go, last little challenge. Inhale, chest lifts, find that core strength. Lift it up, all the way and around. Set it down, tabletop position. Whew. Swing your hips side to side. See how things are feeling. All right, one final time, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Check in with your straight arms, straight legs. Maybe see if your heels are a centimeter closer to the ground than they were at that first one. Big inhale, press your hips back. Exhale, step or jump all the way through, come down onto your butt. So we're gonna work through some of the positions that we started with. So first one, straighten your legs out in front. This time, instead of wrapping arms under, we're gonna work with straight legs. Inhale, chest lifts, both hands high. Exhale, fold forward. Just 5 breaths here. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull a little bit. Use that same sequence 4 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull. Slowly release. Okay, revisiting, right foot in towards right thigh. Slide yourself a little bit further forward, so we're eventually kind of working our heel up towards our groin a little bit more. So square your chest towards your thigh. 2 options here. You can reach forward, grab on opposite sides so you're crisscrossing your wrists, or if you want to take your left middle finger into the inside arch of your left foot, take your right hand up, maybe hand behind the head, maybe pulling, reaching, and grabbing, but only if that is relatively effortless. One more big inhale. Exhale, release. Pull yourself back up. Just switch sides. Right leg forward, left leg draws in. Get a little bit more of a closed knee if you feel like you can manage that. Square your chest over your thigh. Fold forward. Grab something. Maybe crisscross wrists. Maybe fingertips to inner arch. Left hand comes up and over. With an exhale, release. Back to the center. Okay, for this part, bring your left knee up towards your chest. So you're actually squeezing your knee in, and we're gonna switch sides one more time. So options, either folding forward again, maybe grabbing your foot if you're kind of newer to this position, or taking your left arm in front of your left shin, reaching back, eventually binding, clasping your fingertips together behind you. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, fold down, forehead to thigh. Remember, if you're not quite grabbing, if you can't quite get your fingertips together, you're starting. Just work with it. Careful release. All right, straighten the left leg, right leg bends, last one in the sequence. Slide it in there nice and close. So again, either way, we're kind of wiggling the shoulder down on the front of the shin, maybe reaching out and grabbing, maybe bringing the hand out in front of the shin, maybe left hand comes behind, maybe clasping or not even close. And then with an exhale, release. Both legs out in front of you one more time. Shake them out a little bit. Point your toes when you're ready to. A little bend in the knees. Slide your hands back, making a W with your hands. Lean into the thumb side. Lift your hips up. If you need to bend your knees more, please do. So this can be a reverse tabletop position. Or if you want to come into eastward facing pose, toes pressed down, straight legs, hips engaged. Inhale again. A little bit higher. Exhale, tailbone down, keep your toes pointed. One last time, reach up, forward fold. We're not going to stay here long, just find that reach. Now see if you can roll your spine one vertebrae at a time down onto the ground. Use your core strength, try not to flop down for 3, 2, and 1. As soon as your head hits the ground, bend your knees. Arms wide, but crisscross your right leg over your left leg. Drop both knees over to the right. With an exhale, let's switch the twist back to the center. Unwind your legs, rewind, left leg on top, drop both knees over to the left. Look towards your right thumb if that feels good. Again, exhale back to the center. Soles of the feet down. Lift your hips up, bridge pose. Now you can stay here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, I'm going to offer a wheel. So if you're going to stay in bridge, maybe start to walk your hands a little bit closer to your hips. Maybe clasping your hands underneath your body. If you want to come into wheel pose, thumbs next to your ears, palms facing down. Press into the thumb side of your hand a lot. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your belly, lift. Press your chest back. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your knees. Either way, slowly lower your hips, your shoulders back down to the mat. Legs up the wall pose or shoulder stand if that's in your practice. If you're taking shoulder stand, make sure that the weight's in your shoulders, not your neck. If you'd like to come into plow, that's in your practice. You can do that here as well. Again, make sure you're listening to your body. Don't put too much pressure on your neck. Carefully release one vertebrae at a time back down, using that core strength from the other direction. Once you get there, slowly lowering your legs down, bent knees or not. Keep your low back pressed to the ground. Legs lowering all the way down for 3, 2, and 1. Let yourself relax. Make any of the necessary adjustments. You worked hard to get here, so just let your body be still. Just like the very beginning of your practice, relax the muscles in your face. All right, guys, as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit, just maybe making contact from thumb to each finger briefly. Just feeling that radiant energy from the center of your body all the way out through all your extremities. Feel the air on your skin. With your next inhale, reach both arms way up above your head. Stretch your whole body out. Exhale, relax. Just carefully roll onto one side. Let your spine be supported. Your head resting on your arm. Just taking this moment of relaxation before you move into the rest of your day. And using your hands as a guide, walk yourself up to a seated position. Maybe the same one you started with, maybe not. Sit up nice and tall. Hands in prayer, find yourself in one last moment of gratitude for your healthy body and your healthy mind. Grateful that we can move around, that we have all these abilities to do these things, or at least we're working on it. Grateful that you can go have something good to eat after this practice. Grateful for fresh air, clean water. Thanks for moving around with me. Namaste. Thanks, Aaron.